We're in the Arizona territory. It's the late 1880s. It's a land of harsh extremes, blistering days, freezing nights, and a frontier that doesn't care if you live or die. Fort Grant sat right in the middle of it all. A vital hub, surrounded by the complex tension of Mormon settlements, Indian encampments, and the sprawling, unforgiving wilderness. It was a volatile place, but it was also a place where the men of the 24th Infantry found a purpose. These were the Buffalo Soldiers, men who had risen from the chains of slavery to stand as the professional backbone of the U.S. Army. On May 11, 1889, that purpose was put to the ultimate test. A gang of bandits targeted the unit's payroll. They didn't just pick a fight with a group of soldiers, they picked a fight with a brotherhood. Major Joseph W. Wham was transporting a payroll consisting of more than $28,000 in gold and silver coins from Fort Grant to Fort Thomas. This would later be termed the Wham Paymaster robbery, and we're going to just call it the Wham Convoy. They're transferring them funds when he and his escort of 11 Buffalo soldiers were ambushed. The bandits had placed a large boulder across the road the convoy was using. Brown, he's an expert rifleman, led his troops forward to try to move the boulder out of the road. That's when the bandits opened fire from protected positions on a nearby slope. Corporal Isaiah Mays and Sergeant Benjamin Brown were the tip of the spear that day. Both were wounded early on in a brutal point-blank firefight, but they didn't break. Brown was wounded in his arm by the fire. After finding cover, Brown, though wounded, fired his revolver at the bandits. After emptying his revolver, he took a rifle from one of the wounded privates and continued the fight. Mays took a position at the rear of the convoy, and when the shooting broke out, he too returned fire with his revolver. He was from behind the escort wagon. Finding his position untenable, he reformed with Major Wham and took command of the troopers after Sergeant Brown had become separated. The fight in the hostile Arizona desert was a desperate, bloody stand. Despite the incredible bravery of Mays, Brown, and their fellow soldiers, the bandits succeeded. The payroll was lost. And now it's easy to look back and wonder if it was worth it when the objective was lost. But that's the wrong question to ask. These men didn't fight for a ledger. They fought because they refused to let their unit's honor be stolen without a fight. They showed the world who they were, even when the outcome turned against them. According to the citations, Sergeant Brown, although shot in the abdomen, did not leave the field until wounded in both arms. And Mays, well, he crawled 2 miles to a ranch for help. Sergeant Brown and Corporal Mays received their Medal of Honors in February of 1890. Brown spent the rest of his life at the United States Soldiers' Home in Washington, D.C. He died in 1910 and was buried at the United States Soldiers and Airmen's Home National Cemetery. The tragedy didn't end in the Arizona dust. Isaiah Mays, a man who had gone above and beyond, found himself ignored by the very institution he risked his life for. He spent his final years in hardship, denied the pension he had more than earned. And when he passed, he was buried in a pauper's grave, unmarked, forgotten, and left to the elements. In 2001, a marker was placed with an official veteran's headstone marking his status as a Medal of Honor recipient. In 2009, under the care of the Old Guard Riders, Corporal May's remains were disinterred, cremated, and placed in an urn designed especially for him. On 29 May 2009, 84 years after his death and 120 years after the action, Mays was interred in Arlington National Cemetery in a ceremony befitting a Medal of Honor recipient. Now, if you think 120 years is a long time to wait for your recognition, go back to one of our earlier videos and check out Alonzo Cushing. His action was unrecognized for 150 years. And it wasn't just the two, Brown and Mays. 8 other soldiers of the 24th stood their ground alongside them, earning the Certificate of Merit for their bravery that day. It was a testament to the discipline and unbreakable bond of the 24th. But for Mays and Brown, the commitment to their brothers earned them the highest honor our nation can bestow, the Medal of Honor. Thanks for watching. My name is Kenny, and this is Gallantry in Action. Leave us a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Stay legendary.